Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
Are you ready?
You like Huey Lewis in the news?
Why, yes, I do like Huey Lewis in the news. It's hip to be square. How are you, you freedom-loving Americans? You beautiful people, you. All I know to say is...
Good. Bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
Thank you, Ash. It is Thursday. We are 23 hours away from Friday Night Live. Hello, everybody. Hello, RJ. Hello, Cool Frog. Hello, Sully. I love you guys. I thank you for being here. I love you for occupying the chat, messing me up as much as you can. I love all that because it's just awesome. What do you guys think? What is today? Today's a big day, isn't it? Did you know that you would wake up? What I have here? Let's make sure this thing's charging. This is Labrador. I figured out that he's been unplugging the computer, so that's cool. Anyway, how are y'all doing? Today was a hello, Sully. Today was a big day in the world of legal precedent, and it was awesome, and that's all I know about today. Last night I went to bed, and Sully will appreciate this. I did not go to bed last night. I went to bed this morning because it was 6 a.m. and it was bright and sunny when I went to sleep. It is the curse of insomnia. It hit me, and I was not ready for it. I downloaded the app and I went, Cool Frog, you guys have got to help RJ out here. Oh, it's Brave. I guarantee you it's Brave. Kristen, how are you doing? Still love the avatar. Boy, I'll tell you what, it is just an all-out day. Can you believe today how upset people get over a court decision? So this is what happened to me. I didn't go to sleep last night. 6 a.m. Finally fall asleep. Woke up at 10 a.m. I was like, oh, it doesn't feel good today. So, woke up at 12. Had a nooner. I hate this. I hate that horrible sleep schedule. It will be changed. Oh my gosh. Here's the thing. I know I can. I don't want to. I know how bad it is. It's awful. Yeah, we're happy to have Kristen here. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is... Oh, wait, you did a video on that avatar, didn't you? I didn't make it over to look for it. This is what happens when you don't go to sleep. So, I'm happy to announce I now have a locals. I don't know what that means, but I have it. So evidently it's another platform. It's getting started. It's a free speech platform. And it is a Nick Rekieta promoted it real big, and then I saw Tug. Was that last night? So I can't remember now. The days and nights go together. I think it was last night. So, oh yeah, that's other news y'all gonna like. So the Umbrella guy, he was covering Amber Heard. He's not an attorney. He's a clinical therapist. He lives in Tennessee. I don't know him. I wish I did. He seems cool. He's actually been on. He's left comments in a live stream before. He's commented a few times on Twitter. Just a cool dude. Real cool dude. Deserves all the success he can get. Yes, it was the meltdown today. Wait, hold on. What's coming tomorrow? Is there a new one coming out tomorrow? Because I know, okay, so Roe versus Wade, that was the decision everybody's been waiting on. Hold on, I gotta finish this locals. I got so much going on. You guys can tell I haven't had a lot. So, local story is so I had an account called _expert. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. Well, now I'm like, why can't I get this thing figured out? I finally started messing with it enough that I got it figured out, kind of. And then I realized that I was not official yet. And this is all Cool Frog's fault, too. Let me tell you about that. He said Sunday, oh, you do have a local. Actually, I believe he was my first follower. And so kudos to Cool Frog. I wish I had a piñata full of gummy bears. I would send it to you. That'd be your prize for being the first subscriber. I don't know how gummy bears would do in a piñata, but it's the first thing that came to my mind. I guess you need wrapped candy in a piñata. But anyway, Jane, how are you doing? Yes, I'm going to talk about it. I love the avatars. So anyway, I got an email from locals. Check this out. Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I'm interested in them, and I want to check out this platform. They emailed me a real live email. Actually, you know what? Let me see here. Let me find, because I think you guys will appreciate my lingo with them. Let's see here. How do I find out my email I got addressed with them? I got to change my emails on everything because I now have an theexpert@email.com. Let's see here. Continue. I did not get. I'm not going to read the reply. I'm going to go to email. Let's see here. What was my. All right. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so here it was. It was, they emailed me and said, the person was, from the Strategic Growth Manager. And said, real email address, all this stuff. And said, hey, I saw you create a locals community. Unfortunately, the name you chose is too generic for me to approve. That's crazy, isn't it? Do you have another name you can use? Let me know. I can change it for you and approve the community. So they're going to change it for me. Is that not something? Is that not crazy? So, hang on here. I'm going to come back to you guys, see what y'all saying bad about me. Jimmy YouTube, what's up, brother? Thank you. I know it's a drive-by, man. I know you're, have you been in much pain, brother? I know it sucks. I know some you had earlier on, but I think about you about every day, man. It's hell coming getting over that stuff. I'm a huge Mickey Mantle fan, and I read his biography or autobiography written by Ghost Rider, whatever. And Mickey Mantle tore up his knees when he played for the Yankees, and he was like 19, something like that. And in the book, he dedicates like a chapter to this. He did not do any of the rehab. They had prescribed all the stuff, given him all the stuff that he's supposed to, all the sports medicine stuff. And he talked about it's really amazing. He did it once, and then he bought a 12-pack of beer and said, this works just as good. And he didn't do rehab, and he attributed that to shortening his career with the Yankees. He said that if he had done rehab properly, that he would have made it back much stronger. But he said, maybe like 20. He's like, you know, I thought I was invincible. This stuff didn't matter. And he said, and I regret it the rest of my life. So, anyway, yeah, I do thank you. Do thank you. I do think of you. Gosh, man, I can't even talk. Dragon Man, thank you. I will have to check that out. Guys, don't let me forget to check out that clip that Dragon Man's talking about. Let's see here. Who else I just see? All right, yeah, Jimmy, yes, definitely mellowed out since surgery. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, Divinity. I love that comment. Oh, Kim, how are you doing? Yes, yes. Now, hold on. Here's the question. The only reason why it matters is whether or not you're still on the list. We found out that Sully has been subscribed to a bunch of. I tried to cut that off and get another one. Sorry. Thanks. Yes, thank you, Dragon Man. Anyway, I've got nothing planned. Are you asking to be one? Because I plan on doing some boring talking about the Supreme Court. Yeah, Marjorie, she's a hoot, man. She's just a hoot. Do you remember they tried to figure out whether or not they had to seat her? I mean, that really tells you a lot. Whether or not they had to seat her. This was before the for Governor SmackDown. I did not see that. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate you. I can't get over the maple colored leaf. That's what I love. Maple colored leaf syrup. But oh wait, hold on a second here. I think I just missed a blurb. Let's see here. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the locals thing. I gotta finish that. Sorry guys. And then I got Discord here. Don't switch things. Let's see here. Go back. Are we in that? All right, cool. Yeah. But yeah, Jimmy, you're more than welcome on anytime you want to. Oh yeah, the Supreme Court was today was a big win for the. Well, here's the thing. Everybody's upset. Everybody, you know how it is. Mainstream's upset because it was a Second Amendment victory. It was not a Second Amendment victory. It was a victory for the Constitution and for every American. And I plan on getting into that in a second. And you guys, you'll like it because, you know, I whatever the mainstream is talking about, I try to look at the details behind the scenes of it. What's happening tomorrow on SCOTUS? I have no idea. So you guys let me know this. Let me finish this thing on locals. So yeah, this is what I said back to the guy that told me that the expert didn't work. I'm like, yeah, thanks for an actual reply. And then I go, I'm actually glad the expert is too generic because that's why I chose it years ago on Twitter. I'm kind of thinking like you'll understand that it's supposed to be generic, right? Since that didn't work, how about the experts on locals? Will that work? Anyway, I'm just like, I heard Rakita Law and that Umbrella guy talk about locals tonight. And I'm really excited to get started on the platform. Isn't that crazy? Like, I was so shocked when I hit reply and it went through. And I'm like, there really is somebody on the other side of this answering. And the next thing I knew, I reloaded my page that had pending on it, and it said good to go. And I just saw the email that I've got an email to look at back from the account manager or whatever. So I guess it's going to say, yeah, focus. Yeah, right, with this crowd. It's going to, say, hey, congratulations, you're now the expert is on locals.locals.com. I know it's a mouthful, but it's where we are, people. Dictionary Diva, how are you? No, I cannot be just the expert. No, it has to be, now I am the expert is on locals. .locals.com. So the expert is on Locals. I think that is, if the expert's too generic, now they've bona fide me by saying that I am a real person, not just a computer, you know? You're not just typing stuff in. But now, if you want the expert, he's on Locals. I mean, do you realize what that sounds like? I mean, yes, RJ, that is another thing, man. And I want you to remind me to start talking a little bit more Tennessee politics. I want to talk about Robin Smith, not tonight, but at some point, the whole Robin Smith thing, that's real weird. And the super majority in 16 years, there's some things we need to break down. It's like, wait a second, you guys are doing this all wrong. But anyway, we'll figure that up. Look, Sully, look, guys, this is why, Jane, you remember how you said I need to focus? Look what's going on here. Look what they're doing to me. OnlyFans does sound like a dating app. It does. Well, they did. Oh, that'd been awesome. Just the extreme expert. Or no, was it Ultra MAGA? Was that the big thing? Oh, you know what I heard about that? Just another sidestep here. Sorry, Jane, I'm not focusing. But you're going to love this. Ultra MAGA, they paid a company to come up with that term. The DNC paid for, what would be a term? How can we, like, that's their attack term. So your attack term is, you are ultra MAGA. They figured that their MAGA was too popular because it's like, so they try to make it a 2 words of its own, ultra MAGA. So it's like your ultra make America great again. So they spent money on that. If you donate money to the Democrat National Committee or you donate money to Blue Lives Matter, which was sanctioned, their credit card company is Code Blue, which is owned by the Democrat National Committee. So like everything you give gets like 7% goes straight to them. Yeah, the White Rabbit knows I'm on there, but anyway, it's it's not a dating app. Tennessee has now you talking about open carries and like you can carry on your hip? Yes. But they call it's I don't know. I'll jump into all this here real quick. They focus grouped it. Yes, thank you. Yeah, it was focus grouped it. And Ultra MAGA, so they pay all this money for it. And look at Divinity, y'all. Look at that. Yeah, they paid all this money for this focus group to come up with Ultra MAGA. And it's the biggest flop in history. It's done the complete opposite of everything that they planned on it to be. They planned on you to think, oh, that's evil, Ultra MAGA was going to be with the code words like racist and misogyny. I'm not even sure. I for sure know I can't spell misogyny. I'm not so sure I even know what the word means. It is crazy how these focus groups go. And the problem with focus groups is that they can be manipulated. And the best focus group there is, I forget who was saying this the other day, I think it was Mountain Girl. We just ask random people. Just go into the gas station and pay. And be like, hey, do you mind if I ask you a question? What do you think about this? I'll kid you not. I did this. A guy was running for the state house in Tennessee. Friend of mine, knew him from college. I was with him. We walked into a CVS or something. He wanted something to drink. And so, we got out campaigning that day, knocking on doors, whatever. And we walk in and we pay, and the girl's like, I don't know, 20, we'll say. She old enough to vote. So first thing I say to her, we're paying and stuff. I say, You mind if I ask you, do you vote? She says, oh yeah, I vote. I said, do you know who you're going to vote for in the state house? The guy's standing there right there next to me. And she says, no, I don't know. Who's running? And I said, well, I know this one guy's running. And I mentioned his name, the guy who's standing there next to me. The girl says, oh, I've never heard of him. So I look back at the guy, and he's just like standing there, like looking at me like he expects me to introduce her, like he thinks I know this chick. And I'm like, well, he's a good guy. I like him. I'll probably be voting for him. Notice I said probably be voting for him. But watch out, I was like, dude, what are you doing, man? And he's like, oh, she's probably not in my district. I'm like, what? What? That's not how this works, dummy. Anyway. Oh. Do you want to do a rant one night? We can do a rant show. Words matter. Here's what you need to know. Yeah, dude, RJ's got this stuff down. Yeah, it is. If you actually read, so Tennessee supposedly passed a constitutional carry, which means that you can carry without having a permit. But yet we still have a permit, and then we have an ultra permit, an ultra mega permit. I kid you not. There's like 3 tiers. And then in the ultra permit, there's 2 tiers there. You can get like one that's renewable every like 5 years or 8 years, and then one's a lifetime. It's screwed up. It is absolutely screwed up. But anyway, if you read the statute for Tennessee, it says you have to prove you can't go with the intent to go armed. Or something like that. Forget it. It's so screwed up. I was like, I don't even pay attention to it. I just put it to the trash bin of my mind, and I say, okay, I'm going to get a permit. You need to have a permit to cover yourself. If your state offers a permit and you own a firearm, you may not carry a firearm, but if you own one, you should get a permit. Because A, you want that little plastic piece of card. They can't take that away from you once you have it. And 2, you don't know, you may go, it gives you an extra layer of protection. If you go to a shooting range, or you have friends or family, something like that, riding in the car with you, all that gives you an extra layer of protection. That's just my advice. It's not legal advice. I don't know legal advice. I would not say legal advice. My only legal advice is that you should go get an attorney. Oh my gosh, yes. Conservatives in name only. So true. Trash bin is full. Love it, Divinity. Love it. Yes, Cool Frog. He's on locals. Yes, like I said, he's my first subscriber. So go get him too. Don't forget, I gotta set all that stuff up. I don't know how to do it. That is hilarious. Yeah, you couldn't cuss on TV, right? And then I think that was like 5 years ago. Everything. I always, whenever I do a time frame, I always say, this happened 100 years ago. And, it's anything that's over 5 years is 100 years ago, because it might as well be, as far as anybody remembering something or respecting anything. I'm really surprised we don't have protest. We'll see the first protest will be for VJ Day, Victory Japan. And it'll be all about how it was racist for us to go to war against Japan. I'm waiting for it. It's happening. Because we have the Karens in the world. We have the Carls in the world. That are sitting there, driving their minivans, sipping their sippy cup. What are the normies drink nowadays? I don't know. All I know is Mountain Dew. Because I don't drink it, and so everybody who drinks Mountain Dew, I'm like, I just wait and think. At some point, you're going to tell me about the time you got arrested. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, Mountain Dew fans. Um, yes, cussing on TV or being able to cuss. Yes, it did make them popular. And by the way, Kool-Aid. Yes, Jane, you're such a beautiful mind. Oh my gosh, you're right. They're all drinking Kool-Aid nowadays. Um, oh, are they still? I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about it. You know that the internment camps that the government set up in World War II, it was they set them up for the Japanese, and the reason why they also had them for the Germans, but the problem was that they couldn't easily identify the Germans as they could the Japanese. Look at what the population of Japanese citizens, living in America, or of Japanese descent living in America is today. It's still such a small number. It'd be easy to quote unquote round them up, right? But the Supreme Court ruled that there were Japanese that were giving their consent, back to, or their knowledge back to Japan. If you watch the movie Saving Private Ryan, you remember that there's that guy, the German soldier. I just said German soldier because I just remembered the tubes don't like it when you use the N word. There's too many N words nowadays. Next time somebody says N word, I'm going to say, are you talking about 1936-ish Germany? But anyway, there was a guy there. Stop it. Dude, when will you come on? When will you do it? I'm thinking about asking, doing one, asking to see if he'll ever do it with Burchett. So you gotta get on before him, because I want your number. I want him to have to have to work to get numbers as high as yours. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen, Volstorm is over on Twitch. Oh my gosh, hang on a second here. I'm gonna reply to this. Is on Twitch. Awesome. Now, figure out how Twitch works and be my be my ambassador over there. But Volstorm's going to start a channel over there. That's what I've decided. It sounds like. Victimization is popular, and after a while, nobody cares anymore. Bingo. Yes, it is popular. But the Japanese so the Germans in the movie Saving Private Ryan, there's the German guy, soldier, whatever, and he's like, from wherever in America. And the guy's like, why are you fighting for the Krauts, right? He says, well, answered the call, said come back to the fatherland to fight, and here I am. That's true. That really did happen. It really did happen with the Japanese. And a lot of intel was shared across the world for this. That's why you had the internment camps. The reason why I'm talking about this is because Divinity said you can still... Divinity, you can play anytime. It is a game. Life is a game. But I have no idea what... oh, look, Cool Frog's on Twitch, too. Awesome. Awesome. By the way, Cool Frog has a Twitch account, y'all. And you need to go help that one out. I think it's 50 is where you get... Before you get, like, some special things over there. But anyway, it's... oh... By the way, I have to pull these up so you can see these on YouTube. It's actually kind of better for chat to be on Twitch. I just realized you get two things. Have you seen Australia, Jane? We gotta get Madcore on here to talk about that. But anyway, the point about the internment camps. So, like Divinity said, you can go see them, right? And did you know that it was the law of the land because there was a Supreme Court case on it. And I don't know, I am horrible with cases. As soon as they said in law school you didn't need to memorize the name of the case to pass the finals, I never learned another case name. So, but today we will have, hopefully at some point, talk about New York State Rifle and Pistol Association. And I came prepared because not only do I have the decision, which is 135 pages, I highlighted the parts I want to show you guys and have a article. I'm on top of the game tonight. Nobody can mock that. Watch the whole damn thing crash. I expect it all to just crash. But so the internment camps, the Supreme Court ruled, said those are legal. There's such an extreme condition in our country right now, and there's so much evidence of this happening and stuff, that you can be detained based on where you're from, or your genetics. So that's the law of the land until, and I don't remember this case either, but I remember a specific line in it. The majority was written by Justice Roberts. The Trump Justice Department was arguing a case, and they brought up that other case. The case that's about internment camps being legal. And, you know, I forget what it was maybe they used and things like, oh, you know, it's like, it's illegal. You're saying it's illegal to turn right on red. But in, I just made a campaign slogan. You can turn right on red. Anyway, but when you have the Japanese were interned in America, and if we looked at that today, that should be considered illegal. There's something so absurd, out of the world, that Roberts talks about and says, I have no idea why they brought this up, but it's a good point to be addressed now with the court. And internment camps from World War II are completely unconstitutional and have no bearing in American jurisprudence. It's a complete violation of your due process rights. Boom. Whole thing's changed. Nobody ever reported that I know of. It's very small. I mean, law nerds, right? Like, your law nerds have to know this stuff. Yeah, you can say whatever you want to about Volstorm. He could not see you unless I put your comment up here. So if you're blasting him, see, like right here, he says, New York City Police Commissioner said that changes nothing in regard to the Supreme Court ruling. Well, good luck with that. We'll see how it goes. That means that New York is now under a dictatorship. I mean, think about that. Do not travel to New York City because you do not have rights as a citizen. The police commissioner there has said, because his personal opinion is that he's going to disregard 200 and, what are we at now? 43 years of law because of his feelings. And what are his feelings? His feelings are, I don't want you to have them, but it's okay for me to have them. We'll protect you. Just like, hey RJ, Volstorm says he can see you. I don't know what's happening, but you might want to close the door whatever room you're in. Yes. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Dragon Man. You're 100% correct. And that was another Supreme Court. We could talk all night about that. Oh yeah, where is Volstorm? Sully wants to know. He is over on Twitch. He is over there being a badass by himself. Because Twitch, it's weird. I get a bunch of hits, and then sometimes I get 0 hits. When you guys figure out the tubes, Let me know. I got the air pump ready to go. I'll bring the floating cooler, and we'll ride the tubes together. Facts don't care about your feelings. Isn't that a shame, Jane? Don't you? Obviously, Jane says feelings don't care about facts. And then she looks at the other side of the coin. Facts don't care about your feelings. Oh, man. I love that. I love that. Sorry, RJ, it's true. He says he can see you. It absolutely is. Diva. He says, are you talking about your weird Discord discussions there? He ate something and he broke through to the other side. I'm telling you, we got to, we do need to get a generator. Okay, generator awareness. So, our power went out in the middle of the afternoon the other day. And, oh, I said this last night, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Sorry. Okay. So, but anyway, the Tennessee Valley Authority, which is huge. Okay, it's like, watch the movie The River with Mel Gibson in it to understand what the history of the TVA means to Tennessee. It's not a good one. It's not very. A lot of people don't like it. Anyway, it's he has 60. He has at least 6 DVDs. That's awesome. Unless you Twitch on locals, right? I don't know. Look at this. Look who's bringing the pipes out. 2 drink minimum. How are you doing? I love it. I love it. Y'all, if I ever miss his comeuppance in here, please remind me. And cheers from Divinity. I don't know. I think Diva's playing Super Mario Brothers. But anyway, what were we talking about? Feelings? Oh yeah, the commissioner of New York City. Yeah, that's weird. That probably works just as good. I'll tell you what, about the gigantic monitor, I want to figure that out. Because I can split my screen on my screen, except I can't do that with StreamYards. I don't know why. When StreamYards is up, it won't let another screen click on side by side. But if I have a big enough monitor, I wonder if it'd let me. What movie? Let's see here. All right, I'm going to jump in real quick. You guys, of course, keep me going. Tell me what you want, and I will do it. Oh, and I'm ready tomorrow night. Was it the Aquatic Apes? This is something that Sully has been subscribed to, which she says she didn't. But anyway, I checked out Aquatic Apes. Do y'all know about that? I cannot wait. I cannot wait till tomorrow night to talk about Aquatic Apes. It is a deep dive weird thing. Diva, get off of Mario Brothers and figure out Aquatic Apes. I think you'll enjoy that one. Hey, remember, every town in Texas is named after a town in Tennessee. Ooh, sorry about that. Not everyone, but a lot of them. Hey, he can see you, RJ. He can see you. Yes, it is. Sully already knows. She is so good. Yeah, show me the money, right? Let's all get some. Oh, we're gonna get 18 cents a gallon back. Isn't that nice? Yeah, I saw our Congressman Tim Burchett put that up. It's gonna save you anywhere from $5 to possibly $14 total. Yay, poopy pants. At some point, we're going to have to see when we can just flip the switch and we're allowed to criticize political what's that stuff called? Theories or political abstract. And we're not going to be called a conspiracy theorist. All right. Car production is down 70%. Think about that. That's economics. I don't need to know anything else. That's it right there. 70%. Jeez. Anyway, it's just crazy, y'all. It's so crazy. Yeah, but aquatic apes, everybody check that out. That's going to be an interesting thing I got a feeling tomorrow. I've got to figure out what, oh, geez, man. I've already got 5 hours, 6 hours maybe dedicated away time. Oh, I hate that. I hate all that. That causes stress, which evidently I suffer from. That's what my doctor says. But other than that, oh yeah, I told you guys the other day I had a doctor's appointment, and yeah, she couldn't find anything wrong with me. I know, right? I'm like, you're not looking hard enough. Do those tests again. She said, no, you're in great health. Like, how do you do it? Diet, exercise. You're a little overweight. That's from stress, isn't it? I'm like, maybe. She goes, you're not sleeping good. I'm like, no. She goes, that's stress. I'm like, I was like, it's hard keeping the chat happy. She said, the who? I was like, I wear a happy hat and try to deal with stress. Anyway, yeah, you can't afford gas. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Okay, Wild River is what RJ's saying. And that's going to give you everything you need to know about the TVA. That's it. Oh, Sully is ready to do. Okay, I know Sully has a influencer that says there are no dim and dims in here, only red pills, and she is talking like him, and right now, and that is awesome. The Wild River, yeah, I got a feeling that's exactly what it's going to be about. And there's a lot of places in Tennessee that were like people. I'm really surprised when you hear the story that it didn't come to gunfights. Imagine you have no internet, right? The TVA, they brought electricity to rural America. And these people, they own their own house. This has been handed down to them from the founding of the states, from like 1796. This is before that. Carter County, Elizabethton was the first Democratic elected government, and it was 1750. All right, this is a long time, and these people, their families, they're buried here. This is where they were born. Some of these people never left their farm. Now imagine that. They never left a little plot of land, but it was theirs. They've defended them against Indian attacks. They defended them against attacks from the British. And then in the 40s, I guess, beginning of the 40s, the creek that they've used, that's where they get water from. Yeah, literally. Like creeks are water, Think about how nasty that is. Animals are drinking from it. It provides everything. The lifeblood. They fish from it, everything else. And the little creek, the TVA comes in and says, we're going to dam that. And we're going to bring electricity to 5,000 homes, and we build this dam here. But by the way, we're going to take 100,000 acres. So all of your farms and everything else that you lived in, there's family grave sites on these places. And they say, you got to move, but here we're going to pay you for it. You don't pay people for that. It doesn't, there's a connection that's beyond money there. And it's a small little snippet of history that not many people realize about. And it is very heart-wrenching and very torturous to people who, like, probably like your grandparents. Yeah, a lot of grandparents are around today that lived through this. So just think about that. It's a you need to see, like, those movies are really great. Yeah, see, there you go. Liberty, Indiana, by the way. They moved a community for a lake in Liberty, Indiana. Is that not something else right there? Um, let's see here. First paragraph of page 3. Are you talking about... Did I miss that in somewhere? Hang on here. Oh, yeah, that's a big one. This is a true story. This absolutely is a true story. I've heard those. I heard Bob Yarborough's show had a guy on talking about this not long ago. Let's see here. All right, Jane. We'll keep the home fires burning. Let's see here. Yeah, this is crazy. Okay, Dragon Man. Oh my gosh. So, one of the first years I went deer hunting with my dad, uh, we were on a state line. First of all, this first part is weird, and I don't know where we found this road, and we got out. It's like, top of a lookout, right? And we're walking, and all of a sudden I noticed that, like, there's little patterns in the ground, little sunken patterns. I'm like, well, that's weird. There's nothing around. There's no houses. There's nothing. And I walk up, and I all of a sudden start seeing tombstones. And I realize it's a graveyard. And where it's sunken, they're old. And I start thinking to myself, they used to put people in pine boxes. These are rotted boxes underneath here, and the earth is pressed in on them. And it was just a freaky, freaky experience. But anyway, okay, yeah, I know. So flee now. But no, I'm not going to read this whole thing. It's 135 pages. I'm not going to read that. Trust me. I just want to read a couple things to you, because this is something I don't know if... When I started this, it was when I woke up this morning, like at 12 o'clock-ish, okay? Woke up. Once the door song, I woke up this morning, I got myself a beer. Yeah, well, I got myself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So, here's the whole thing. It's talking about how, this procedure and stuff. It's still not... it doesn't have its published number yet. But it came from the court. And you guys never told me what's coming out tomorrow. Anyway, all this is so this talks about, wait a second, that did not reset on me, did it? Okay, so what has happened since the Heller decision, right? That's the big one. Everybody remembers that. I think I was down here in the 30s. That's where I got highlights. So you remember the Heller decision. That was that, yes, you do have a right to keep and bear arms. One of the things they talk about is the historic, they've always been legal. They should always be legal. And so that's the big thing. I hate to tell everybody, but that includes your AR-15s, which are old hat now. The SIG, what's the new one? Come on, Vol, you know that. What's the Hang on a second here. I'm just looking to see if I missed anything. I'm glad to see you guys are talking to each other. What's the new SIG rifle? That's the new U.S. military rifle. All right. So anyway, this is the first thing. This is what I started highlighting, and I was like, so this is 15 pages. Already gone through this thing. I think I've made it through about, gosh, not enough before I had to go. Oh, geez, it just reminds me I gotta do that tomorrow too. Crud. I'm gonna forget all this stuff. I need an assistant. Where is my... I don't even know where my paper is anymore. Alright, let's see here. Hang on. I'm gonna get that paper before I start reading this. I gotta write down this singular thought I have, or it'll be lost forever in the trenches of my hollow mind. Alright. Alright, thanks guys. So, Heller was a decision. McDonald was another one. I forget what the ins and outs were. McDonald. That was McDonald versus Chicago. It doesn't really, for what we're doing, doesn't matter. Hang on here. I'm just trying. I didn't have this ready. There's one thing I kind of wanted to talk about. I was going to do this here. Let's see here. All right, we're just going to read this. We don't need this. What I thought we need, it's me overthinking stuff. That's my problem about legal decisions and trying to talk to them. I overthink everything, and I could be here for a long time trying to catch up on stuff that does not matter to what you guys are here for. Yes, thank you. Oh, Roe versus Wade is tomorrow. So that's why, because I saw a meme that said, isn't it funny that, oh, by the way, today is Clarence Thomas's birthday. And he wrote the majority opinion in this case. My printer quit working on me. I've got to get that sucker working because I'm a paper reader. Like, I can't read really well. I don't know. I have to have that touch of the paper to really get into something. And I won't read this whole decision because this one I got a feeling is going to just pop heads. But that's right. Happy birthday, King. So here's the great thing. This isn't about guns. This isn't about carrying guns. What this is about is strict scrutiny versus intermediate scrutiny. These are terms that I'm sure you've all heard before, and it's how they apply constitutional and protected rights. Intermediate scrutiny is usually not for a constitutional right. It's but it's like there's a it's like for sexism things. It's for race-based things. It's sexual harassment, stuff like that. There's a lot of times it's intermediate scrutiny. Strict scrutiny are things like constitutional rights. And hold on, before I step further, remember that the Second Amendment's never really been litigated. There's one decision before Heller that's ever been really noticed, and it's the Miller. And that whole case should not even be considered. It should be completely thrown out, probably. It was a moot point by the time it got to the court, so it goes against their own practices. And they just kind of started making up stuff without any argument. There was no defense there arguing. So, I mean, I don't think, due process-wise, I don't think the Miller decision applies. But anyway, doesn't matter. The great Justice Clarence Thomas. God, I love him. So, here he is. He's talking about, he goes, since Heller McDonald, a two-step test that courts of appeals have developed to assess the Second Amendment claims proceeds as follows. The first step, the government may justify its regulation by establishing that the challenged law regulates activity falling outside the scope of the right as originally understood. I think that one they're okay with. So, how does the right to bear arms, how's it understood? I think they're going to say that you can't have a fully equipped aircraft carrier. I mean, you could have an aircraft carrier. I mean, you can land planes on it, but you can't have one with, missiles or designed for a military type purpose. I guess. I don't know. I don't know how they think about it. It's about. Personally, if you can afford an aircraft carrier type thing, you ought to be able to have all the other stuff too, because you've got a real big interest in something. I mean, what do you think Vanderbilt? He had his own train. What do you think the trains, how well they were protected? You think Vanderbilt had a Gatling gun on his train everywhere he went? I guarantee he did. Let's see. The burden of conduct falls in the scope of the Second Amendment guarantee. The Court of Appeals then ascertained the original scope of the right based on its historical meaning. If the government can prove that the regulated conduct falls beyond the amendment's original scope, then the analysis can stop there. All right? But the historical evidence of this step is inconclusive, which suggests that the regulated activity is not categorically unprotected. The courts generally proceed to step 2. Let's see here. The second step, courts often analyze how close the law comes to the core of the Second Amendment right and the severity of the law's burden on that right. If a core Second Amendment right is burdened, courts apply strict scrutiny. Now, this is where we come in and ask whether the government can prove that the law is narrowly tailored to achieve the compelling governmental interest. That right there, narrowly tailored to achieve a compelling governmental interest, is the definition of strict scrutiny. So that is your right to worship. That is your freedom of speech. That is your right to unnecessary search and seizure. Everything that's in the Bill of Rights is a strict scrutiny clause. They want to say, though, the Second Amendment does not get strict scrutiny, which is out of the scope of everything else. See, they're trying to reinterpret stuff. They're like, but, really in their ideas, that doesn't matter. You have no idea what they thought of. That's why he had a Gatling gun. Yeah, separation of church and state. That's from a letter from Thomas Jefferson. I don't even think that's anywhere in a official court, is it? I don't know. I know that keeps getting eroded away, and they're looking at that. That might be a large part of that might be reversed. Yes, I can have cannons. You know what? Cannons have always been legal because they're a breech loading black powder device. Weird, right? Here's something, is what constitutes the reason. There's federal law. You cannot have a firearm that shoots over a 50 caliber. Well, it's a metallic cartridge over a 50 caliber. Is that constitutional? Does that pass strict scrutiny? I know muskets were 68 caliber. All of a sudden, we're getting ready to have some real big ass bullets, y'all. Diva, I want to kiss you. Anyway, I gotta get through this real quick. Through law is narrowly tailored to achieve a compelling government interest. Now, your compelling government interest. All this, this is all from First Amendment law, free speech, usually. You do not have a constitutional right to stand on a sidewalk and just hold up signs, big, huge signs saying, F everybody. the reason why you don't have that is because there's a thing called how about this, parade. You can't just have a political parade at any time you want one. You have to have a permit to have that. That's a permit process is a normal part of business of what the government is made to do. Because I want to be able to freely drive the roads when I need to go from point A to point B. If you're having a random parade and you're calling it a political parade, and it's your free speech rights, that your rights do not take away my rights to travel. So that's why it has to be narrowly tailored. Whenever there's a restriction on, like, say, speech, it has to be narrowly tailored. The law written has to be very specific, plain English, has the plain intent. It has to have a compelling interest, such as the roads thing, right? Let's see here. Both the respondents and the United States, remember this is a Biden administration, largely agree with this consensus. Excuse me. This is a part that I was like, do I highlight this or not? But I'll remember this. Okay, so if you don't have strict scrutiny, otherwise, they apply intermediate scrutiny and consider whether the government can show that the regulation is substantially related to the achievement of an important governmental interest. Substantially related to the achievement of that is such beautiful plain language there. It's just those two sentences are what's to be looked at here. So a intermediate scrutiny, because all laws have to be constitutional, right? The very first thing when you want a law for something, you have to you ask yourself, is the law constitutional? Then you go to the next step. And it's what is the government interest here? So the government interest is supposed to be us, the people. We're the government. What is our interest here? And can you prove that banning guns, banning concealed carry has made New York City safer or less safe? I mean, you don't have to prove less safe. You got to prove that it's made it safer. They're saying that without this ban on guns in New York City, it's going to become a horrible heretic place. It's going to be awful and everything else. Okay. Texas has concealed carry. Houston is the first city, top city. It's the fourth largest city in the United States. It's number 4 in size, right? You got New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. Actually, I think it's New York, Los Angeles, Chicago in that order. Then it goes Houston. Nobody is saying that Houston is less safe because they have concealed carry. Right? So, is this a substantially related to the achievement of the important governmental interest? But here's the other thing. Intermediate scrutiny doesn't apply. It's always strict scrutiny applies to constitutional questions. Both respondents and the United States largely agree that this consensus, arguing that intermediate scrutiny is appropriate when text and history are unclear, is attempting to delineate the scope of the right. Got that? Despite the popularity of this two-step approach, it is one step too many. Step 1 of the predominant framework is broadly consistent with Heller, which demands a test rooted in the Second Amendment's text, as informed by history. But Heller and McDonald do not support applying means-end scrutiny. A means-end scrutiny is that intermediate scrutiny they're trying to get. A means-end scrutiny in the Second Amendment context. Instead, the government must affirmatively prove that its firearms regulation is part of the historical tradition that delimits the outer bounds of the right to keep and bear arms. That's not even the closing argument. I haven't even gotten to that. I don't need to, because the rest of it is just, it's going to be, I already know it, it's going to be written way above anybody's pay scale. It's going to be an awesome, spectacular thing to let your mind dwell on, like what they mean, what they're saying. I suggest everybody read this, okay? And I did not. I read Heller, but after about a year or so, I kind of let it settle down, let everybody get into it. McDonald, I read it too, but I was like, this applies. I forget what it applied to. I didn't care, so I keep going on. But this one here, I mean, this is so great. The government must affirmatively prove that its firearms regulation is part of the historical tradition that delimits the outer bounds of the right to keep and bear arms. It's strict scrutiny. I mean, that's all it is. And that is that is awesome, because if they had won and they had said that strict scrutiny is not protected by the Second Amendment, or the Second Amendment is not protected by strict scrutiny, then they would say religion's not protected by it. The press isn't protected by it. And these are things they're attacking also. They're attacking the press. What is the press anymore, right? Am I a member of the media? I don't know. I don't produce a newspaper. Do I have to produce a newspaper? Is this a radio? Does it have to be a radio? I figured out the other day that I got more viewers in the last month on certain issues, or not certain issues. I forget what exactly it was, but it's like I had like 20,000 views. CNN Plus, their app that you had to pay for, had 100,000 views. And I was like a month, and I was like, oh wait, did I have 20,000? I can't remember now. Now I think because it broke down to 5,000 is what I'm thinking. I don't know. My mind's going loose now. But the views, it's just, I started thinking about it. I was like, that means that I'm being listened to, or my content is touching people more than some of the content on CNN Plus, which Warner Brothers put $1 billion in. They said, we're going to invest $1 billion into the Super CNN app, and the app, they took it down after 1 month for lack of interest. So a YouTuber, a big one like Nick Rekieta, is he a member of the media? He does media interviews all the time. It's crazy. Yes. I mean, RJ, that's true. That's 100% true. It is it's your God-given right. Here's you brought up a different thought here. So you know how the Supreme Court said that right, wasn't it a court decision that allowed student athletes to be able to like start making money or whatnot? I believe so. I may be wrong. You guys correct me. Checking convictions has checked in. I've got to do a YouTube short for her tomorrow. She loves the dogs, so I got to do that one. But anyway, it made me think though the whole like student athletes making money thing. So the court's saying, hey, you can't stop them from doing this. All right, it's a right of theirs. Walk that one back. How does anything happen about the what was his name? Gosh, man, it's how little I cared about him. Charlie Brown looking guy, the last UT coach. God, we have so many coaches in the last couple of years, I don't remember any of their names. But anyway, about him giving McDonald's bags full of cash to players. I mean, the whole thing was that they're going to get busted for paying players. Well, now players can get paid. I mean, somebody can put the arguments together the correct way. Let's see here. Convictions. We just went over the Supreme Court decision. New York City Gun and Rifle, New York State Rifle and Pistol Association. And I'm focusing on the fact that it's not a thing about guns where everybody's trying to make it something. Which I also think is funny that there's a Senate vote on this, on gun control. It's such a slap, man. This is what happens. And we need this. We need this balance to know that everything is going to be okay. All right? There's nothing we can do. It's all going to be okay. It's all part of the plan. It's all part of God's plan. Just let him handle it. But this thing is, it's a crazy great day for all Americans because it reaffirms that strict scrutiny is the constitutional decision maker, or is the test that's applied to all aspects of the Constitution. Yeah. They will look to abolish the Constitution based on constitutional law. Wait for it. Just wait for it. Do you remember last year? This is one of the things. It's the more I think about this, because I love history and I live in the South. They're talking about the Confederacy and the Civil War and stuff like that. And you notice how like last year was a big thing to call Southerners traitors. And that they all should have been, everybody who fought for the South should have been like hung or, court-martialed, whatever else. Like Robert E. Lee, that was the reason to take him down, because he was a traitor to America. Never mind that the Lees founded America, all right? But anyway, yeah, all that, it plays back into this. They were trying to say, they were unconstitutional, what they did. That was what the war was over. Was it constitutional? It was this and that. And then now you're going to have, whenever there's an attack on anything in history, you have to look for it. You have to think that the people in that period of history that they're attacking had to be right. If you don't believe that, look at the attacks on Christopher Columbus. That guy, if there's a earthquake in Spain, right? I guess that's where he's buried. There's a rumble that comes out of the ground because you can hear his brass balls still clanking together. All right. I mean, the guy he was a doer, man. The guy was a doer. He didn't fall off the edge of the earth. But anyway, yeah. Oh, and Diva, you've got one here. Centuries of Philosophical Study. There is a book, and I've got it somewhere. I don't own it. It's on my infinite list of things. But there's if you look at the books that the founders read, they're awesome. They are so awesome. And they're not talked about in American history or in school or anything. But you got to find that list. And you start seeing the philosophy and stuff. And it's awesome. Rewrite Rights, of course. Clarence Thomas, who it's his birthday today, wrote the decision. And whether you like the guy's decisions or not, you have to respect the way the guy writes. There's a few people that absolutely write awesome. Matter of fact, I think there's a New York Superior Court, whatever they call their Supreme Court judge. Is it him, Cardoza? No, wait, Cardoza. That's the law firm of Basilio, isn't it? I'll have to find this guy. Maybe it was Cardoza. I don't know. Anyway, his writing, you can search for it, and people have already culled all this stuff together, and it's amazing how they write. But it's awesome. Yeah, that's the problem. It is very simple, RJ. It's a very simple thing, but they don't want the simple, plain language of the Constitution or anything when it deals with other people's rights, because these people are insufferable and they can't leave you alone. Fences make the best neighbors. There's a reason why that's a statement. Okay? I mean, it's so weird that people can't understand. We're all together. We are a beautiful rainbow of people and ideas and intellects and everything else. But let like-minded people get into their like-minded groups. I don't want to sit around in a group full of nuclear engineers. Trust me, one of my best friends is a nuclear engineer, and I hate talking to the guy. I hate it. Dear Lord. Oh my gosh. I'm like, dude, I'll just stop, please. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what's going on here. I'm looking around going, is there somebody else that you could talk to? I mean, it's just, the insufferables of the world will not let you have fun. They will not let you hang around people that understand you. They get your jive. They're, just you. There's a reason why there's Kansas City and Memphis barbecue. There's a reason why there's Chicago and New York style pizza and Chicago and New York style hot dogs. There's just, yes, we always end up in a yin and yang. We're always, everything has to have the opposite. If you're in a room and everybody is saying yes, you need to be the one to, even if you agree and you want to say yes, you need to be the one that can figure out saying no and be able to support why you say no. Just look at it from a different perspective and you can find it. And that's so true, right? You're like, oh man, I remember this guy. I was like, he's like, I'm in the nuke program at UT. And I'm like, dude, like, why? They're not building any new nuclear power plants, right? Anyway, he went on with a successful career. So, yeah. Volstorm, lawyers prefer vague language so they can litigate around the issue. They can't stand plain language decisions. That's what's so funny about it is that the courts have ruled time and time, infinite amount of times again, that your statutory law has to have plain language. I mean, but it's funny though, of course, who writes those opinions, right? Lawyers. So what's plain language for a lawyer is not plain language to other people. But yes, vagueness is the devil is in the details for a reason. But you know what? If you know what you're doing, vagueness is also your friend. Vagueness allows for an interpretability based on commonality. This goes back to we just need to be friends. We need to be nice to each other. We need to get over all this crap. But, it'll never happen, so it's a pipe dream. Anyway, so I took you guys down that long one. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to put this, I'm going to put this link, I'm going to link both of these in my locals. How about that? I'm going to put them in locals, and then I'm going to put them in the community section of my YouTube, and I should put them in Twitter, too. If I can remember all this. And then tomorrow... Hey man, lawyers have to be some of the coolest people I know. Oh gosh. But tomorrow tomorrow's Friday. And I can't remember. I'm supposed to do something tomorrow. I can't remember what it is. It's tomorrow night. It's Friday night's date night, right? Huh. What's happening tomorrow? Wait, Friday Night Live! Oh, I can't wait, guys. I'm so excited. We've got Aquatic Apes. Gosh, I swear I'm going to be kicked off the tubes by the time that's over with. Oh, Hotep Jesus. What is Hotep? Is there a definition on a Hotep? Because I would like to have that. Jane is back. You know what? I don't know why. I read that as I'm back. Which actually reminds me of Independence Day. We need to start watching some movies. We're coming up on the 4th of July, which is my Christmas. I love the 4th of July. It's but I read I'm back, like, I'm back, and I thought to myself, I had that instant flash in my mind of when Terminator, the first one, comes crashing into the police station right after he says, "I'll be back," and then he drives the car through. I was like, I really think he missed out on an opportunity to say, "I'm back." Uh-oh. Sully, you're supposed to share something with me. Yes, that's exactly how I saw it. That's exactly it. And I don't know why. It's funny how your brain sends you places. Convictions is ready for Friday night. She is like, hey, I gotta make a run to the 7-Eleven. And oh, hey, has anybody had White Claw? That's like, I keep seeing that advertised all the time and people talking about it. And I would say that it's a frou-frou or it's like a chick deal, which that's why I'm asking, because I'm asking you chicks. But it's like Friday night is the White Claw. It brings out the tiger. Arr! You like my sound effects? It brings out the claws in y'all. Friday night does. So, and which reminds me, I gotta get some sleep too. But man, Aquatic Apes, I can't wait for that one. I think there's another one. It did. It got everybody out of here. Everybody left. Well, hey, listen. If this is your place to unwind and let go, then pants are not an option. Wait a second. What, Cool Frog? Dude, I can't put that up, man. Start talking about that. Dude, obviously you haven't seen Bubba Hotep with Bruce Campbell. Well, y'all do realize that Bruce Campbell is the patron saint of of Friday Night Live. Are you talking about the Batman? Because it plagiarized Rorschach and something else horrible. I like Rorschach. I like The Watchmen. I actually did like that. But ID, hail to ID Crisis. No, Diva, look, I know furries, I know all that stuff, but don't drink the water going through ranches, okay? There's a lot of amoebas and protozoas and all that stuff on there. Don't do it. You know it. You know it. Matter of fact, I actually took my pants off. Right, I was like, it was minutes before the stream was supposed to start. I was like, oh man, my pants are coming off. ID, is that the link to the controversy? Hang on a second. I do not have YouTube pulled up. I can't find it. I'm lost. Stuck in the middle with you. Let's see here. Yes. RJ, were you not part of our craziness when we talked about Evil Dead in Morristown? I showed the pictures of the cabin and all that stuff. I swear, man, you gotta get on. Batman Gate. Alright, I know what I'm watching later on tonight. We gotta get RJ into Discord. What else is happening? I just kind of drew a blank there. Well, Convictions is upset because Volstorm isn't here. Volstorm is on Twitch. And he has been commenting over there. And when they come up, I try to pull them up because I can put them on screen for YouTube. But yeah, Volstorm, he's I don't know, he's turned his Black Ops site into the Batcave now. It's got like screens all over the wall. He's got, you can see cameras on each angle he turns around. Oh man. Yeah, I'm glad you came out from. Were you self isolating, or were you? Don't you have a commission at Guantanamo Bay? Don't you have to go down there and take care of some whenever they have the hard nuts to crack? I have to go to the store tomorrow and get some refreshing beverages, and that right there was the last of my Hecho en Mexico Coca-Cola. I have opened the last bottle, which is, I usually don't drink them, but I am parched and need the drug of caffeine. Yeah, he needs to get an ASMR microphone and come over to your show. Oh gosh. Well, Cool Frog, he doesn't want to do that on the thing. How's he going to give it to you? Yeah, I think Volstorm checked out. I don't know what happened to him. He got distracted. He went over there to hot tubs, pool parties, and bikini chicks on Twitch, and he's abandoned us. That's what happened. Oh, gee. Well, I was just thinking maybe if you turn the bass up real high, you get a, I don't know, do they have computer speakers? Is that still a thing? I don't know. You know, Howard Stern did that once. Had a call in, and she sat on her speaker. And I'm not going to say anything else. RJ, whatever texting Cool Frog means, do it. And he'll get you on Discord. The problem is that I'm telling you, Sully runs the place, and she's crazy. She's crazy like a fox. I got a feeling she is a fox. That's the problem. Oh, jeez. Let's see. Yeah, I got that one. Is victory. Supreme Court strikes down. New York ban. So you guys are saying the Roe versus Wade thing comes out tomorrow. What if you guys want to make a bet on this? I bet that it's going to be significantly different than the quote-unquote leaked paper. And I'm going to bet that the Supreme Court is going to be out of town. I think that's probably... Well, first of all, let's just go ahead and denounce the psychos that are protesting. And I'll tell you what, that's something else. Yeah, okay, here's the thing, Cool Frog. He says I won't let him register. It freezes on the verify that he's not a bot. So he clicks, I'm not a bot, and then it just sits there. Oh, wait a second. RJ, I think I know what is happening. You click it, and then it does that captcha screen where you have to, like, pick out all the motorcycles in the different pictures or whatever it is. And what's happening is you have a pop-up blocker, I bet you, that's stopping that. Because I think that's happened to me. That it sounds like what you're describing sounds like something that's happened to me on a different website. And I couldn't figure it out until I took off my security thing. Yes. Get out of here and get some sleep. Don't forget to hit that like button before you go. And yeah, tomorrow night's gonna be a big one. Volstorm says it happened to him about trying to register, and it's a pop-up blocker. Yeah, Cool Frog says he'll still get you through it. Um, yes, I love this. I do. I saw that today as a meme. And protesters aren't going to think twice, man. They're all doped up and paid. I mean, gosh, dude, have you seen the Antifa headquarters in Portland? I mean, it is a cesspool, and they've got. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. Um, oh, yeah. Yeah, is it the fourth break? Oh, wait, what's today's day? Okay, tomorrow's not the 4th of July, though. So we have another week to the 4th. Oh, jeez. Gosh, I got edging I gotta do. Shirts, yes. Shirt says he'll get you through, RJ. Uh, Cool Frog, he knows how to do that stuff. He's a, except for Volstorm says you are a bot. Um, yeah, and by the way, Cool Frog should be on Twitch soon. And so at some point, so go subscribe to him. But we're gonna get we gotta get Cool Frog back on all the tubes. But Twitch is a good one. Hey, I'll tell you what. If you have Amazon Prime, you can watch a movie over there with other people. And I was thinking about wanting to do that. Oh my gosh! So the new episode of The Boys came out. That's why I want to talk about that. Now I remember. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I could have streamed that on Twitch or not. But this episode, I mean, I was trying to get ready for the show, so I had my laptop. You know, I had not signed up the StreamYard and put the timeout and all the stuff, reserved this stuff for it. And, see you, Jane. Thank you so much. But anyway, I was watching The Boys, and I scooted to the edge of my seat. I mean, I put everything up and just scooted to the edge of my seat. I haven't seen a TV show. Oh, it was so good. I mean, and the jokes. Oh, it starts off with a joke. I mean, and it is just tearing into wokeness. It really is. The whole thing is. And I love it. It's so based. And you know what's going to happen. It's going to... hey, I love you too, Jane. I always feel like it's going to... you know... disappoint me. But man, right now it can't. I could stop it tonight and just be like, oh, that was such a good show. But I do want a conclusion. But of course, the one reason why... Oh, wait a second. You won. What does that mean? Are you being serious? Why is it stopped? You know, I don't even care anymore. I don't care. Don't care. It's all fake. So, why should I care? Here's the thing. Protect each other. You know? We're going to pin a place on a map and we're all going to meet up there. But this is I don't care. Nobody else does. If they're going to let this happen, the masses are, you know, let them eat cake. Yeah, CRJ, this is what Cool Frog said. He just needs your name and that number, the Discord number they give you. He can get you on if you give that to him. And it doesn't give any information. I mean, dude, I'm on there. So, like, you know, I'm Mr. Anonymous. Because you know what? It's nice to... I just love it. I love that we call each other by our screen names over there. It's fun. It's just fun. It's like being a kid. It's like, what is your name? You know, as a if you pick out your superhero name, what's it gonna be? And uh, I know she never said that, but the statement is true about this, right? Or did I mess that up too? But yeah, she never said that, and uh, but she sure did get attributed for that, though, didn't she? Um, oh, see, this is the problem. He gets into fiddling, and fiddling may not mean what Tennesseans usually mean by it. So who knows? um, hey, I said last night. I said, man, Volstorm. My mailman knows who he is, which is amazing. Imagine going to get your mail and the mailman talking about he likes the way you painted your mailbox, and because I painted it checkerboard, Tennessee orange and white checkerboard, and start talking to him about UT stuff, and then I was like, hey, there's a show, and the guy calls in all the time. I think his name is I acted real coy, right? I think his name is Volstorm. My mailman, his eyes lit up, and he's like, oh my gosh, I streamed that show. I love the Volstorm. Or however he did it. Yeah, like fixing. It is. So yes, I only know Volstorm as Volstorm. So kinda like fixing, and you gotta fiddle with it. See, now you got two words. What was the other word I said? I don't even remember anymore. Fidget. Is that another one? Fidget's when you're jumpy. Or can you also fidget with it? I gotta fidget with it. Well, let's say that a couple of times. That should be the new DUI alphabet backwards thing. Are you supposed to read the alphabet backwards to the cops? Is that what they want? I've never had to do any of that stuff. This one. I don't know why. DUI reminded me. Probably because 4th of July and all this stuff's coming up. A lot of y'all going to be out on lakes and going to be out on the roads. So I have a friend of mine that I went to law school with that was a TWRA agent. And he hated Memorial Day, the 4th of July, Labor Day. He hated it because all officers have to be out and on the lakes. And he's like doing DUI stuff. He's like, man, I hate it. He had to give DUIs on boats. And I asked him, I was like, hey, how do you get somebody to walk a straight line on a boat? He said, I don't know, it's the damnedest thing, but I can do a test. And I'm like, this is so crazy. It is so crazy. He's like, yeah, just make sure you got your life preservers. You're not acting like an asshole, and we'll leave you alone. I'm like, good to know. So when I go power up my big Rodney, Al Sarchek in Caddyshack, Rodney Dangerfield. Yeah, that's my boat. My boat's a little bit bigger than that. I'm kidding. I don't even have a flotation device. But yeah, that's the 4th of July reminds me that be careful out there. They will give you a DUI test on the rivers, on the lakes. So guys, man, I'm going to call it a evening so we can get some rest. You can go check out your other programming. Y'all out there on the West Coast, it's 9 p.m. It's like, it's just now time for your pizza to show up, right? Wow, man. Anyway, yeah, it's I've got work. I got so much work to do. Hang on here, I gotta write this down too. Let me write this down before I let you guys go. Intro. Alright, sorry guys. There's my thoughts. You guys get to stick around me with all this stuff. RJ beat Sully. Did I do it? Is it right? Or is Vol Storm supposed to do that? Gosh, y'all. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for putting up with my nonsense. Today was a great day for America. Tomorrow, here's a homework thing for you. 1, aquatic monkeys or whatever the hell that is. Apes. And 2, if there are riots, because people say there's going to be, oh, that's going to be so much fun. So you got to find footage of it. You got to find the live stream that's happening. And our Friday Night Live may just be covering riots. Could you imagine having all of us misfits up there talking while in the background we're watching these paid idiots act like aquatic apes? I'm so disappointed that Harambe is not included in the aquatic ape. I really thought that's where Sully was subscribing to, but she's not. And when you guys figure it out, it's like, what? Is this true? Anyway, oh, wait a second. RJ, you don't have to set up a server to begin with. Just the sign up. You get that, and Cool Frog can pull you into the expert server. I was there almost a month before I completed that first win. So there you go, RJ. You have to have... I love you, Diva. I love you so much. So, Sully has told you, RJ, how to do it. Uh-oh. Sully equals loser. I think Sully's calling you a loser. One day when we get RJ voice acting lessons, he might be like Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe, where he doesn't speak. God, would that not be hilarious? Snake Eyes only communicate in tweets. Oh my gosh, it'd be too much fun. Anyway, listen, guys. Always love you. All that good stuff. Be safe. Have fun tomorrow. Find the riots, if there are any, and you know what I say about. All right, peace, y'all.